everybody. Welcome to the Homestand Show. Albert Vartanian, James Sharman, Justin Pooney. Welcome to Homestand Therapy, I should probably say.
Yeah.
We're going to use let's use this first block. We talked about this as a therapy session for Leaf fans, at least you and I.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be our therapist.
I can console you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You have two broad shoulders.
Thank you.
Right? For us to
Yeah.
cry on.
Cry on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a very
Absorbing.
absorbent cardigan today.
I know. It is a nice cardigan.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
it's nice,
It is.
Three-ply.
Let's really use this block just to get it out there.
Emotion, like
If
nothing
you want to call it
insightful?
overreacting,
Okay.
whatever the case may be, to the Leafs losing 7-3 in Game 1 in Toronto to the Tampa Bay Lightning. James Sharman.
So we're speaking from the heart, not from the head here,
Yes.
right?
After this block, down the
We'll
pipes.
break it down as professionals should. Right now, we're putting the fan hat on.
Yes.
Right, pathetic. This team's had a year to prepare for one game. A year, right? And all Leaf fans ask is for this team to come out the gates in top gear, right? You're playing a Tampa team that's beaten down, apparently aging, haven't played well for 2 or 3 months. The opportunity is right there. There's optimism in the arena. The fans were loud, they were crazy, they were aboard. And within 10 minutes, you've silenced the entire arena. Coming out the gate flat is pathetic. There's no excuse for it. There's none whatsoever. You can't do that if you're professionals. You had one job, right? I don't care about the result, right? You can lose hockey games, sports games, it happens, right? It's put the performance in. Show some grit, some heart, something. There was nothing there whatsoever. They looked scared. They looked jittery. We saw the Devils coming out looking nervous. They were young, inexperienced. This team, look, the Devils in the opening period in particular. And in the third period, when you're being smashed, at least offer something, some pushback. Throw a glove in the face, hit someone, nothing. Pathetic.
I was flipping between those two games because they had the staggered starts, like the Rangers game started at 7. And okay, the Devils got blown out, but they didn't look too bad. But every time I turned back to that game after an intermission in the Leafs game, the Devils were in a scrum. They were punching Rangers in the head. And I'm not saying Leafs need to go out there and punch players in the head. Maybe a little bit, but I didn't see that at all. The physicality, somehow they out-hit the Tampa Bay Lightning. Didn't look like it. Didn't feel like it.
No.
And I go back to the preparation, and I use this example talking to producer Sean off the air. If the bosses at Homestand go to producer Sean and say, in 2 months or 3 months, we have to start a volleyball show, let's say, right? I'll give you whatever resources you need, whatever people you need. So when that show comes in, when it starts, we hit the ground running, it's successful because it's very important to this company. It brings in money. We need to be successful. And I guarantee you, whether it's in this industry or any other industry, if you give people time to prepare and get ready for something, they'll be prepared. Will they be successful? Maybe not, but they'll look like they're prepared and be ready for that. The Leafs did not look that way. It was almost as if they went on the ice and they were surprised about what was happening by the pace of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the hitting, how quick they were. They were first to every single puck. They were tripping over each other, the Toronto Maple Leafs. The lack of preparation is scary for me. I know it's one game and people say Leaf fans overreact and they're emotional up and down. And it's true because there's insecurity issues, there's self-esteem issues based on what Leaf fans have seen from the Leafs throughout so many years. But after that game, I think an overreaction is actually the appropriate reaction to what we saw.
You guys are kind of massive Leaf fans, and the passion is spewing out of you, and I love it, right? I was actually excited for the game. I was at Maple Leaf Square, got there at 5 o'clock, 2.5 hours before the game, packed full of fans, talking to fans out there. Everybody was so excited. I left there at 7 o'clock, got home at 7:15, turned the game on. Before I even sat down to eat dinner, the energy and the spark in the arena was gone. Because that team right there, the team that went out there on the ice, came out flat. They came out not interested, not ready to play whatsoever. You had all this time. You knew you were playing the Tampa Bay Lightning for the last, 3-4 weeks. One game, pretty much the whole year, right? You knew you were going to play the Tampa Bay Lightning again. You knew you were going to get a shot at redemption. You knew you were going to have a chance to right the wrong of last year and all the years previously, and they came out flat. Like you said, James, they didn't have to win the game. If they lost 3-2 or 4-2, hell, if they lost 4-1 or 5-1, but you saw that there was some heart there. This team showed zero heart last night. Nothing.
That's why, the concern.
And what they've created now is a scenario where they have the biggest game in recent franchise history on Thursday because they have to win that game now. Okay, a narrow loss, and they're still down 2-0 going to Tampa. Now they're going to come out and put in a performance and get a result. They didn't need that necessarily.
No.
If they put in a good performance, at least, you know, this team. I mean, how does it happen year after year? Last season they come out of that Tampa series with a pat on the back, saying, you know what, you've actually played pretty hard.
They were the better team last year.
You should have put them away, but you didn't. But still, here we are now with a favorite team, a team that is better on paper finally, and they look between the ears that they're still year one of this whole process.
And these losses
I
are going to
don't
happen, right?
understand
Four road teams, 4 dogs won last night.
But
So if you lose, it's fine. And I go back, to the Panthers playing against the Bruins. The Panthers just squeaked into the playoffs. They went to go play Boston in Boston, the greatest regular season team of all time. The Panthers just squeaked in, as I just mentioned. They lost, and the Bruins won comfortably, but the Panthers put up a fight. And if you compare that to the Leafs, it's like, what is going on here?
Where's
There
the
should
fight?
be no comparison between these
look at the Oilers. The Oilers, again, they blew a lead in the third period, but they came out and took accountability at the end of the game. They were in the, and the best was their best players took accountability. Leon Draisaitl said, "Our team was not mature enough to win that game."
Yeah.
Right. I was looking at all the clippings and all the press. Where was the accountability from the big guys last
Well,
night?
John Tavares comes out post-match, the captain, and says, "Yeah, we have to be better. We must learn from this."
I don't want to hear any more
How many
cliches.
times have I heard that exact goddamn phrase in the last 4 or 5 years from a captain,
Right.
from a veteran player?
They've been
They
in
don't
the
learn.
same
They don't
position.
learn.
They
So
don't.
now, and now, listen, they could run 4 games now, and we're all saying fantastic. They've learned from it finally, right? But now Thursday is so important, so much pressure
the whole
on a
pressure
team
of the
that's
world.
shown they can't handle the pressure.
It's true.
very concerning.
Yeah, I don't think this team will even if they get past this Tampa Bay Lightning team, they won't win the Stanley Cup. We'll talk more about this in the next block, maybe more level-headed, but still with some passion.
Felt good.